All right, hello everyone. Let's sit together and build a sales acceleration plan with the Sales Acceleration GPT. So first of all, we're gonna ask it to build a sales acceleration plan for us and see what happens. And as it asks for a company, I thought of taking Texas Instruments. Why? Well, because I like that company a lot, and I think they have great products. And I'm a semiconductor fanboy. So I'm taking the Texas Instruments annual report and, well, obviously looking for some news on TI that help me accelerate even further. And yeah, let's just select some. There you go. So paste everything in as needed. Right. Let's just copy in those links that we found. Okay, cool. So let's see what happens. So as the sales acceleration GPT goes, it looks for all the resources. And by the way, so this is a really cool GPT because at the end of the day, what you can do is if you're a consultant, use it. If you're selling a product, use it. If you want to dive deeper on a company, use it. So you can use it for many, many things. Um, in this case, first of all, before we do anything, we just take a look at what are the challenges that usually you get the top 7 challenges, get some of the financials, of course, you get the references as well, and then potential business outcomes and KPIs. So that looks interesting. Yeah, pretty cool. I do think the supply chain one is pretty cool because supply chain is a problem that is kind of everywhere, and especially in semicon, supply chain is quite complex. So I do think that is a really cool thing to do. And the GPT would say, okay, phase 3 is the next steps, and then these next steps might be defining swim lanes that make sense to serve that company. And I do think, like reading through it, so it should be supply chain for sure. And of course, data and AI, because data AI is everywhere. So let's see. So let's do the swim lanes, and then that I think the supply chain one is really cool. So it goes and suggests the swim lanes based on what it found, what it read, what it learned. And yeah, no surprise, smart manufacturing, customer channel insights, also a pretty cool topic. Talent workforce enablement, product innovation acceleration. Yeah, so pretty cool topics for semicon, and no surprise there, to be honest. But yeah, what I would like to do before I go into any details, so maybe let's see if TI has a chief AI officer or a head of AI or something like that, because honestly, these days, companies evolve rapidly, and it's a really smart thing to have a chief AI officer or head of AI because they're going to steer a lot of these AI initiatives strategically, but then also making sure that you get things on the street. Um, and let's see what TI has. Oh yeah, maybe cloud technology is also maybe a good call out that we should do. Are they in the cloud or not? So let's see what the Sales Acceleration GPT does. Okay, takes a while. Let's be patient. Okay, let's see. Oh, they don't have a chief AI officer. Okay, interesting. But they throw out a few names, which is interesting. CTO, better processing DLP products, interesting. Yeah, of course, they do edge AI because that's what you need today. What I do find interesting is that they're hiring for these hybrid cloud architecture positions. At least this is what ChatGPT is finding here. It's pretty cool. I don't think that these characters we found might serve the purpose. So maybe, yeah, maybe dive deeper on Dr. Ahmad Bahai. Could be an interesting one to see the background. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, let's see what his or her background is. I'm assuming has something to do with engineering. Yeah, as I said, engineering, very cool. Really cool background, to be honest. Really cool. Very smart. Yep. National Semiconductors. Okay, they were acquired by TI. Okay, so maybe, yeah, I don't think that. So he's focused on engineering mostly. I'm more interested in somebody who steers AI and data on a more strategic level, and also somebody with supply chain background. I'm not sure. Let's see what this GPT brings up. Oh, while it's researching, by the way, you see a lot of other GPTs here on the side, so watch out for new videos coming. I'm gonna present them one by one at some point. Um, and you also see while it's searching the calorie estimate breakdown from my today's chat. So that's my fitness and health GPT. So again, watch out for the other channels. I'm pushing more videos out as we go. For now, just see what this GPT does. All right. Still talking about what they're hiring for. Interesting. So Rob Simpson and Krunali Patel look like an interesting fit. Obviously, Krunali Patel is a CIO. So what's interesting is that there's no chief AI officer, no strategic AI initiatives globally, probably just locally for manufacturing or I don't know, but also not for supply chain. But manufacturing is too obvious. So let's take a look if we can get more information on those two very interesting people. I'm just thinking, yeah, yeah, and let's do Krunali as well. Krunali Patel. But when you're building these sales acceleration plans, it's also very interesting and important to understand who could drive these things. And as you could research yourself, but in these times, you don't click through the internet, you let AI do the work for you. So let's see. Okay, so now I'm interested to see is there if they have any background on AI. Wow, 35 years. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so Rob Simpson for sure does understand a little bit about supply chain. Probably a lot. Crinali has been there a lot as well. EDA development. So again, it's more a tech background, which is it's amazing that there's a CIO having all this broad engineering and tech background. This is fantastic. I do not see per se a lot of AI and deep knowledge on AI and data, what data strategy means, what AI strategy means. So okay, let's go for the swim lanes. That's that's a bummer. I was hoping for something, but okay, that maybe it's just not publicly available. That's just the nature of things. So yeah, let's go on designing the swim lanes. And I do think AI, data, manufacturing, and supply chain are great. But let's also do a 3 years roadmap. So let's see. Mhm. I do think we should focus on data and AI initiatives. Everything else would probably just go too far. Yeah, let's see. Yep, there you go. Oh, nice. And tables, love that. But yeah, okay. So yeah, okay. So this is not bad. Don't get me wrong. This is really cool. I mean, supply chain optimization with AI, demand sensing with AI, computer vision for quality inspection at wafer level. That sounds pretty cool. But honestly, this is, I think, something they already have, or at least work on. Because if I'm looking at, an Infineon, ASML, NXP, others, they're working on that, and I think TI has all that already. So I'm gonna do something a bit of inspiration based on the work in my past when I was at AWS. We've done with BMW. I do think these ideas are great, and probably like 50% of them probably already in works. I would be surprised if they're not. So what I gonna do is pivot this a little bit. I want to be more strategic and see with the big picture and how to drive that a bit more, yeah, holistically and a bit smarter. In these little use cases, this is the problem. You get stuck in those little use cases, nothing is moving, and then you're frustrated with AI and data. So let's look at the big picture. Yeah, single small AI use cases. It's a good wording, I think. Okay. I'm curious if it will take the blog post and just throw out the idea. Just saying that, okay, don't copy it one to one, but I'm really curious if it just throws it out or hopefully just takes it as an inspiration. Transparency optimization is everything in supply chain. Everything. Yeah, thanks for the nudge. Yes, I'm right. Yes, I am. In this case, I think. Okay, that was not humble. Sorry for that. I was just being funny. Let's see. Ooh, digital twin for supply chain. Now the fabric. We. Ooh, stewardship taxonomy, escalation protocols. Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, okay, to be honest, this is amazing. This is AI command centers. This is really cool. But 4 big initiatives per year, no way you can do all of them. But it's just assume, since I'm the fictional consultant here trying to sell that, I can do everything in just 1 year. Wow. But okay, no, but seriously, I mean, if your consultancy, if you sell a product and the customer is willing to pay all that, and let's write an email, by the way. It's like I think let's write an email. If the customer is really willing to pay all that for you and you go for it, then go for it. I do think it's a bit much. Transformation not only means technical transformation, you also want to get the people on board at this point in time, right? So you just don't want to throw out stuff and say, yeah, that's how it works. But okay, let's get an email out. We can start the conversation with the customer. And maybe I just don't mention my name, my current role, and well, my current company, because this is just my personal YouTube channel and I want to make this as agnostic as possible and ensure that whoever is using that understands that this is completely independent of me as my persona or my, whatever, my profile. So, let's see, it's drafting. Yeah, okay. Okay, very bold, very verbose. Yeah. Okay, let's get it. Okay, it can write the email until the end, but then let's just use another one. So that this is my GPT that I'm using at this point to demonstrate it to you and then share the link. I found another one called Sales Coach that I like a lot, a lot. And I don't like this email. And this GPT is not meant for writing great emails. So let's open the Sales Coach and give the Sales Coach. By the way, I see it's by AI Research Plus. So give them a 5-star rating and a thumbs up, please, if you will, because it's pretty cool. So I'm giving them the email to rewrite it. Now, what's interesting is that this GPT usually asks a lot for further information. Will be very vague because, yeah, I want to give away too much of my personal details in there. But let's see what they ask. So, yeah, there you go. Yeah, product. I'm just a consultant. Nope, I don't have any because I'm not a company. I'm not anything. I'm just a fictional person trying to demonstrate my GPT on my YouTube channel. So no, here is also no. Mm, mm, yeah, let's just say, okay, I have deep expertise in AI, data, probably mention semicon and supply chain. That's, or maybe manufacturing, semiconductor manufacturing, and then supply chain. Yeah, that's, if you look at my profile, you know, it's not a complete lie. It's also just for the purpose of this GPT. Yeah, and let's just get them. It's a cold outreach, and let's just get them into a call. Yeah, schedule a call. I think. Yeah, still a bit bolder than I wanted. Okay, okay, we could work with this. I'm not just not getting this deep into this GPT. We can discover this sometime else, but it's not bad. It's short, some point. We schedule a call to action. So love that. That's not a bad one. Let's go back and get the sales acceleration plan moving. So let's write it. But I would say let's focus only on the supply chain aspect because everything else goes too far. And I find supply chain very, very interesting. So, all right. So, and as the GPT is built, It should give you the executive summary first. And so this is kind of inspired by one of my previous roles in professional services at AWS, where we also built a sales acceleration plan, looked a bit different than this one. So I have my own style in this GPT, but it's not just to mimic what we've done. So, but I usually do and I want to do. And a big shout out to one of my mentors here, Seb. If you're watching this video, thank you so much for all the insights you gave me over our time and how to strategically build that. Yeah, so okay, just go ahead. I mean, yeah, this is where you would refine this and make it better and make the sales acceleration plan really sound like you and whatever. But it's just to demo and as an example how it works. What's pretty cool is it details it out quite nicely. Now you could share with your team, with your sales force, with whoever. You can use it to work on it. But then you get the roadmap and the milestones. That's also pretty decent, I think. Um, well, then, yeah, you got to discern this a little bit and say, okay, does it make sense? Is this good? And we could have done this with supply chain, help them establish a chief AI officer or AI COE or whatever. So just sky's the limit. But yeah, let's just build this out, then get the alignment and execution plan. Okay, this is nice. Getting the functions and the key roles is pretty nice. What they should be doing in their role. Yeah, love supply chain intelligence task force. That's pretty cool. Yeah, success metric and KPIs, and then obviously you're gonna when you talk to the customer, you're gonna talk about this and define the right metrics and KPIs as you go with the customer. You just don't make up things, but as it makes up things, you can think through what you're going to use, what makes sense. Yeah, nice. You see, it's a every department has a say in that, so it's very complex to navigate. It's not just go to the IT department and sell, but go to the supply chain department and sell and help them transform. It's really broader, and this GPT understands that. Get the next actions, workshop, mobilize transformation office. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Nice. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. The sales opportunity close plan. Yeah. Let's get a closing plan in here as well, which is always good so that you know what you should be working on and go there the right way. Yeah, cool. No, cool. This is very nice. So you could now fill this out and get your closing plan, and then you're good to go. Happy selling.